Good evening. It's great to be here. It's great to be back, actually. The last time I was in Durham was 10 years ago. Must have been early on in the program of Words Aloud. So thank you to the organizers, the team. I had a great evening last night, and I'm looking forward to tonight. So I'm going to start with an older collection called Satie's Sad Piano. It was originally called The Rose, and you'll understand why in a minute. The reason I'm starting with this collection is in part to acknowledge Canada's new Prime Minister, whom I believe to be a man of the arts. And I say this based on a personal letter he wrote to me after he participated in the 2012 Irving Layton Centenary celebration that I co-produced in Montreal with Andre Farkas. Justin Trudeau was then the MP of Papineau, and initially he wasn't supposed to show up. We had invited him to be in the audience, and his office told us that he couldn't make it, unfortunately. And in any case, the night of the event, we were preparing, and Andre came up to me and said, "I'd like to introduce you to somebody." And I said, "What? I'm busy, I'm organizing." And I turned around, and there was Justin Trudeau. And I went sort of blank and stared up at him. He's very tall. In any case, he agreed to, we actually invited him to participate in the event just on the spot. The idea was that various poets in Montreal were going to read some of Irving Layton's poetry, and we had invited some of his, some people who had contact with Irving Layton in his lifetime, as well as poets in Montreal to read from the work, and we did ask Justin if he would care to read a poem, and he graciously did. And following that event, he sent me a letter thanking me, very graciously, I thought. And I'm just going to read you his closing words in that letter, which were, "I look forward to the next time we get to talk about how we need poets to change the world." And that stuck with me. During the intermission of that event, just to go back to it, I spoke to him briefly, and actually one of the things I said to him was I begged him. I said, "Do something." And he said, "Well, I'm going to read for you at this event." And I said, "No," I said, "Do something." I said, "Fix Canada." And he said, "I'm working on it." Anyway, the event went on, and I asked him sort of shyly if I could send him one of my poetry books. The reason being that the book was focused on his father, and this is the book, and this is sort of the reason that he had sent me that letter in the first place. It was a bit of a thank you, which ended on that line. So just to explain a little bit, this book is my Trudeau book, I'll call it. I'm political, but I mean, it sounds a little bit groupie-ish in a way. But what happened was I was on my way to doing a reading in Montreal at the infamous or famous Yellow Door, where many people read over the years, including people like Gordon Lightfoot. I was on my way to the reading, and I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about Trudeau in the past tense, and I realized at that time that he had passed away. And I was really upset. I pulled over to the side of the road, and having lived through Trudeau mania I was young at the time, it affected me. And I went home and I said, I have to write a book. I have to bring Trudeau I have to do something. And I had the title already, which was The Rose, which is in the cover, but it ended up not being the title. The idea, the starting point of the collection is a young woman hears the news of Trudeau's death, and it sends her into a downward spiral through memories of a past love affair. It's modeled a little bit on Daci's collection of Billy the Kid. There are a number of characters who speak in voices. So what's interesting is that George Eliot Clark gave it a great review and then promptly went on to write an opera focusing on Trudeau. I always say he stole the idea from me. So I'm going to read a couple of poems from this collection. And the first one is in the voice of radio. As I said, there are a number of voices, including the mountain, Mount Royal speaks, and Venus, the woman, speaks. So this one is in the voice of radio. Weather forecast. Gray today with winds gusting to 35 kilometers per hour. We interrupt this program to bring you the rain, this rush transcript. They called it Trudeau-mania. Downtown cloudy with patches of overnight fog, -1 degree Celsius. If a new roof is in your plans, we can help. Just watch me, topping the hour. Daddy, why can't you breathe? Daddy, are you going to die? For more, visit www.stoptobacco.ca. This late breaking news, but first, sports. How many people renting an apartment these days don't have insurance? Pick up the phone and find out how little it costs. 940 News and CNN covering Montreal and the world, bringing you the business traveler's forecast. Wind picking up with a high today of 11. Hot off the wire. Nortel boosts TSE while the dollar slumps. Experience the finest Italian dishes in the city. Downtown arteries all working well. Mixed skies tomorrow. More at the bottom of the hour. Again, that confirmed. We interrupt our regular program. This just in. Traffic up next. We interrupt this program. Former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau, dead at 80. Read this poem. This one is in the voice of Venus, so she's the woman who's thinking back to a former a love affair. Everything points to your absence. Dimmed taillights of cars and outgoing geese, the grim subtracted leaves, a bristled Andean chill to the air. You on exotic soil, I exiled in the long, wan shade of home. Metaphors, not of sadness, really, but of the enormity of unneeding you this late in the afternoon. And this is in the voice of the mountain. His loin was too fired up because full sun hotter than Africa, because orgasms like Trudeau-mania on placards, because her hand kept turning up in all the wrong places, between vestiges of gobbledygook in the upper crust, 1950s arborite living, because crowds and crowds in migraine clusters on the soft knoll, because the air beating tom-toms and tie-dye guitars, because juice in the Fender electric organ, and every cardinal point engaged, attacking. I'm going to, I don't know if you'll get this, but most of my collections have always stemmed from a couple of things. One thing being what's going on in my life at the time, so that always is sort of the focal point. But also I have a preoccupation with trying to bridge worlds. I've written a collection trying to sort of bridge the French-English divide in Quebec. my first collection looked at an adoptive mother and her child, and whether it's possible for a mother who has a child who's adopted, is it possible for those two to come together? I'm always looking at sort of that chasm between two. Paper Oranges is my divorce book. I think it came out not long after I was here 10 years ago, so it's kind of sort of in the throes of that. Call it my divorce book. And so I'll read a few poems from that. The graveyard lives inside you. You taste bone in each sip of water, newsprint, bits of the previous century, straw, musk. Those who did or didn't make a sound when they died, who whimpered, who trumpeted, who hit the road jack, who refused to go gently, day or night, those whose eyes shot forth, whose pores cried blood, phlegm, urea, whose guillotined heads flew, whose sponge fed the mad cow, whose heart kissed a bullet, whose lips turned black. You know it as infinite dusk. Five happy, in parenthesis, thoughts. Linden June, decadent lawns stretch over the silent hysteria of scent. Desdemona capers with the moon. Factories disassembled mime summer aquarels or Iliad light in lemon time. In Jakarta, parasols frolic and ferment. Rain, rain. Rain in the lilac. Rain off the split white birch. Pecking rain. Rain in the garbage. 40 days and 40 nights. Rain on all species, visible and invisible, the saved and the unsaved. Dog shake, fly away rain. Pearl rain, rain on the moon. Mauve, missing him, rain in her hair. You're trapped in the cage, the weather, life against you. Sleet's ermine shawl, groundhogs making meat of your pumpkin. It's defeat everywhere you look. Lean muskrat gardens, graveyards of mangled sinks and telephones. Not once, but twice, you mistook your son for an iPod. You're desperate to believe in God, but what inhabits you, locked behind a chain link fence, is the blinkety-blank road, the same slovenly dog mutating into something bigger and uglier each day, hoarding the inadequate light. You long to wake up just once with an original thought in your head, an image, some beautiful impossibility. Paper oranges. As was mentioned in the introduction, I spent 3 years living and working in the far north. It was back in the 80s. I taught those 3 years, and I felt as though I sort of got to know a little bit about the culture, but when I left, I felt like I couldn't write about it. I just felt like I was betraying the culture and the people. So I didn't do anything for 15 years. I just left it. And then CBC Radio called up one day and said, we're doing this program called Home and Away, and do you have or could you write for us 13 minutes of original work? And we'll pay you. And I said, yes. So I decided that was as good a time as any to try and put something together about the North. So I started writing. I wrote those pieces for the radio, and then I kept writing, and it ended up being Snow Formations. Just recently, I finished my first novel. I've gone back. Another 15 years have gone by, and I went back and tried to put a story together. Still, I don't think I know really anything about the North. It's hard to be an outsider and pretend to know anything. But I think it was a try, and again, it was an effort to try and bridge worlds, which is a theme that haunts me. So I'm going to read it's a piece that's a long poem in the book, and it's a hunting trip, and it is based on a real event that happened to me when I was in the North, and a young boy he wasn't in my class, he was 17, but he was in an older grade, came over one day and said, "Hey miss, do you want to go hunting?" And I was and we were told, this was during my student teaching experience where I got a taste of being up there in the first place before I went up. Our professor said to us, if anybody offers you the opportunity to go hunting, you have to go. So I went, and this is the poem that I got out of it. The Student. Every day the words freeze in your throat, but still you go on, surprising me. Tell me, what are you scribbling there in the rough cloth pages of your book? Today the sky's a joy, plush velour, texture I can really sink my teeth into. Not like the other sky I left behind, drab sheets of metal nailed over cities and electric pylons. It's taken time, but I'm getting used to the long, empty silences, the rugged lines, the way each day you force open my eyes a little more. Your note addressed to teacher floats into my hands, an unnerving puzzle of white space. There, buried in the deep snow, the palest of footprints. Nature doesn't fail, you wrote. People fail. 63 words for snow, and still I don't know what to call the thin, feathered kind. Tremors on the roof. From home, I watch you on your sled, strapping gear, young, bare hands like those of a man working the rough, white grain of the ice. A small wind blows up the staircase of my spine, a sign, and soon we are beyond the hills, gorging on cloud and air, billowing through voluptuous drifts of meringue. Back home, we'd have called it a date, the way you came for me in your baseball cap, cigarette jammed behind an ear. The way we made tracks on your sled like lovers on the run, the way the copper light rounded our huddled shapes, hounding us through the clapping cold. Your gun startles the snow into a soft white commotion. At the tail end of silence, the shuddering mass and its burgeoning red stain. We are all three in our own state of madness. Soon a flurry of voices in my head, urging me over impossible roads to where you are no longer boy, but hero, predator, any man who will lead me into the naked wilderness of his breast. Best not complicate a thought. Far away you kneel in a thatch of blood, fingers in mouth, throat sucking down the livery bits of your kill. Your gun startled me. a blizzard, then nothing but the simple light and your solitary figure humbling itself to the sky. What it means to be vulnerable. 2 snowflakes on this immense white planet. Riding home behind you, my body exposed like a bare nerve, your young human back dishing out warmth. 17 and already you fathered a child. What have I ever done? Who have I loved? Civilization is homing in on us. Your finger points ahead to the dusky village. Tangerine glow over a wing of snow. Time is running out. We are racing over perilous ice. The wind scrambling my hair is from hell. Tilting my head in the coarse light, the horizon is a strand of your hair, a long, mysterious stretch of darkness. I reach up to touch the end of the world. It is not so daunting. Pale light drifts over puffs of snow, tugging at the eye, the sleepy heart. Your hand travels into mine, tracing every line and curve. Even in death there is life, you say. Listen to the way silence fills up with silence. Listen to the dunes. They are talking to you. And I'll finish off with one piece from the new book, This World We Invented. In the plane ride coming over, I ripped this out of the magazine. It says, "There's joy to be found in your airport wait." And yes, there is. This poem that I'm going to read you began at Heathrow Airport. I had a 12-hour stopover, and what to do for 12 hours but walk around and take notes. It's called City of Everything. City of arrivals, city of missed connections, city of plate glass windows shouldered in fog, city of terminals and interminable waits, city of beefeater, city of laptops and mobile devices, city of flux, city of escalators, city of crisscrossed time zones, city of no time to lose, city of left-hand turns down a staircase of shopping bags, city of Gucci, city of umbrellas, city of luggage, city of, excuse me, can you tell me? City of looping echo, city of strollers, city of wheelchairs, city of carry on and carry off, city of parabolic laughter, 7.5 on the Richter scale, city of double wear, stay-in-place makeup, city of blush, city of apple, city of lithe women in arching doorways, city of legs, city of incubating disease, city of extended naps and early risers, city of day, city of ordinary details like the sun repeating, flip-flops and hideous toes, flip-flops and hideous toes, city of hangnails, city of rot, city of concrete, city of stiff, city of shine, city of cufflinks, city of shirts and business suits pressed into cardboard, city of standby, city of hurry up and wait, city of beeping electric carts backing into the throng, city of turbans and burqas and biotherm, city of parasites on toilet seats, city of farts, city of India, Poland, Spain, France, Turkey, Japan, but mainly India, city of credit cards, city of faulty wiring, city of Christmas chuchkas in October display cases, city of grandmothers in turtlenecks, city of convergence, city of fragrance, city of chocolate, city of paper, city of glass, chrome, lead, city of nickel, city of neon, marble, steel, city of hard, city of edge, city of nerve, city of trench coats, city of emergency exits, city of maps, city of girls going to Idaho, city of lost in the shuffle, city of cloying loudspeaker distortion, city of fat, city of broom pushers, city of urinals, city of Starbucks, city of accelerating innovation, city of hyper, city of connections, city of stop, go, move your ass, city of billboards, city of blinking, city of canceled reservations, city of complainers, city of lineups, city of corduroy, denim, suede, leather, and cotton, city of canvas, city of vinyl, city of rubber, city of stretch, city of oversized watches, city of made in China, city of mustard stains, city of buttonholes, city of unraveling hems, city of dharma, city of drama, city of who among us is dying of cancer, city of come on now, which one of us? City of weakened immunity, city of abandoned hope, ye who enter here, city of night, city of cooled surfaces, city of cobweb, city of drift, city of swirling green gas, city of border patrols, city of passports, city of fog, city of departures. Thank you.